Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Workers and Resources for episode, 9 or something. I just finished uploading episodes 1 through 8 and getting them all sorted since I've been aggressively streaming them, so it takes time. Sewage Pipe is still getting along, but I decided I need to do a little bit of future planning anyway. I have measured out the distance. Honestly, I should even use this, and that's still acceptable. 350 meters, 340 meters to the nearest house, and that's just a shit house I don't really care about. It's 395 meters to the first house I actually care about. So that is not the farthest, but importantly, for 12.2 tons of pollution, it is acceptable. Each cloud has 250 meters minimum safe distance. So 325 is the minimum. Baking a little extra for, safety because I'm not crazy. And we're in pretty good shape, actually. So this coal mine and project, I think here can go forward. I've been kind of leaving it on hold pending my environmental review and everything else, like a good government. But here we are. Let's see, so I probably use this one. Yeah. So we're going to start getting a lot of work done on this. Alright. In a hypothetical situation, we would use an asphalt footpath. I want to put the coaling stuff over here and try and get a little more distance, because if I start stacking pollution up in the same area, I know the math starts to fail. The problem is I'm never really sure just how much I have available, and so we'll see. But we'll say start here. On the plus side, we have a decent number of free excavators, so this is actually fairly easy. Now, the math works out such that approximately 4 of these should be needed. The maximum daily production per worker is, 4.2 tons, and there's 220 workers, so we can establish theoretically 900 tons. Each one of these, consumes 210 tons of ore. Therefore, 840 tons. Now, we only are going to be operating this, I think, at 85%. So, yep, that seems about right. We should be good. Just move that down a little bit, because that was doing a lot of terraforming. Now, for sanity's sake, I'm going to lay out a dirt road here and make sure these can all connect up just fine. Now, the real question is going to be, can I get a bus station that can reasonably connect all of these? We'll find out. So these are the 2 asphalt paths that will allow for worker drop-off. So, in this case, God, for the number of workers, I'm actually seriously considering a train. But I recognize that the workers are likely going to be arriving from potentially 2 locations in opposite directions, right? Potentially even 3. I guess one of the things I should do is use something I've learned recently thanks to Twitch chat's help, which is there's availability by ear here. So if I sort by buses, like the Gaggenau C40, when do I get a new bus that isn't awful? The ZIS 155, 52 passenger bus. Yeah, okay. Sort by the maximum number of passengers. like it's not great. You know? The Skid 706 RTO trailer, this would be like the one I'd also be looking at, will not arrive until 1953. Oh, that's gonna make it hard. This will arrive in 47 and help me bridge those 6 years, but outside of that, like, buses are not great. And so I'm mentally trying to consider other options, and what options do I have? There is the concept of using the trams, I think. I think those are unlocked for me. Like, I can do trams. I think trams require electrical power, though, so I need electrified railway, even if for whatever reason I can build tram tracks without electrified railway. Yeah. Because the tram will actually travel along the railway, so... it might be possible to do it without electrified railway research in non-realistic mode, but I think I'd be cooked. So, like, I could try and use trains. It is actually not the worst option. But it does complicate things. Bicycle programs win. Yeah, I wish. Like, it does complicate things. Honestly, like, given what I'm looking at and, like, the potential factor of bringing in maybe, like, from 3 separate locations and the way things are developed, I actually think the prospect of using the trains is maybe good. I've learned from my previous run in the Asia biome, under no circumstances can I mix passenger and cargo trains on the same tracks. It is a nightmare that I think literally was what destroyed that run. I don't know if, I guess that never really even managed to make it onto a video because it just completely fell apart and destroyed the Republic. Like, within like fucking 10 minutes. I told you that as an American. As a Canadian, you think I would know that. But no, I did not. Because, yeah, we have the same guy. Ooh, wow, okay, that just fits perfectly. Fine. Okay. Although, I question that I would need perhaps... three. Do I need 3? I should future-proof my design. That's the thing. I should future-proof it. Do I need 3? No, I'm only expecting Zamosk and Radom to feed into this, but, you know, Sandomira's, depending on just how many workers I end up needing and how densely I pack the cities, I may need a 3rd. Redeveloping this would be functionally impossible, so I should plan for the potential needing of a 3rd city, just in case. Alright, so in that case, yes, we will use this. Let's rotate it around. Ugh. Okay, hang on. Let's pull back this footpath a bit. I'm not too worried that I'm pretty sure the train station will be able to get there. Which is fine. So. Oh, there's also the road up here. causing problems, I see. Okay, we'll deal with that then. That is one of the things with train depots. They're a little, or train stations, they're a little annoying to actually place. Okay. Good news. I'm pretty confident I can just have a gravel footpath here. $349 meters. I might only need gravel in general. Like, I'll freely admit I just assumed I was going to need... Yep, 49 meters, perfect. Asphalt, but not quite. Alright. Then we have the road connection. Really? Okay, hold on. Really is going to do that. Really? Wow. Okay, at 356, we're still good. It's not a problem. I'll approve it. Good. I just kind of want to create a mental image for myself on where these would all go. Yeah. Well, that works. Alright. Next up, we need to talk aggregate storage. Whoa. 1,000 tons just isn't that much. Okay, let's see if we can't actually make this hook up correctly to everything. Sorry, this is just, you know, a building that destroys frame rate for the most part to place. It will be fine once I actually click, though. But turns out it takes 1 million goddamned GPU cores to render the wireframe of that in real time. Yeah, you're gonna give me that shit about the infrastructure being in the way, I know. It's fine. We still have a pretty decent margin for gravel, so I'm not too worried. Yeah. Okay. So one of the other things I'll have to consider is that these need to be accessible from this. There we go. Alright. This track set should in theory only be used by the track builder and any other miscellaneous things, because the entire rail network does need to be connected. Now the main rail line is actually set to go through here, so that's a bit of a problem, but I'm not too worried. I'm actually debating. Well, how do I do it? Should be fine. Alright. I think I kind of have a design in my head that I think works. I'll worry about that later, though. I'm still trying to focus on getting the aggregates not completely a mess. Which, given what I'm doing here, will always be tricky. And then finally, alright, you three are fine. Oh, this time it's not lagging as shit. Nice. I'll have to replace that other tower, that's fine though. Alright. There we go. Because I do need to make sure that all of these are accessible for construction purposes. Every building needs to be. Okay. So this is a coal mining setup for the most part, with only one final piece remaining. The train aggregate loader, of which I have many options. Station length. I probably have to go with one that's, you know, for the 130 meter station. Now, if memory serves, it is actually really good if, but it is a big if, I can get all of this connected with conveyor engines. Oops, that's unloading I selected, isn't it? Here we are. Sorry, this is what I need. The more of these I can get connected with the conveyor engines, the better. Because it will basically determine the rate at which the trains will load. So, well, put somewhere around here. Kind of works. We do want to make sure we have the conveyor engines between it, and the more the better. If I only hit my minimum of 2, I'm willing to accept that just fine, but I am hopeful that I should be able to get a third in the middle. But unfortunately, getting infrastructure through these can oftentimes be a freaking nightmare. So we'll see. Especially given I do need to run, like, a rail line through here. Do I have the central, like, mainline railway actually just bank early and go this way? Might need to use the ones pass through roads. Oh yeah, those exist, don't they? I forgot they made those into the base game. The overpasses. And they're engines, right? Like, yeah. Perfect. Do not give me that shit. There we are. Okay. Now we're not done yet in terms of what I need to have assembled here. Because there's one more critical piece. The garbage railway. Perfect. Unfortunately, I doubt this can actually be built until I have concrete railways and faster trains. But it's nice to have it planned out, you know? It's nice to have this little industrial park planned out. On that note, how the hell is everything else going? 83% on that, nice. 70%. Hasn't even goddamn started yet. Hasn't even goddamn started yet. Well, I guess, yeah, to be fair. No, that one is available. They can get to it. They're just taking their sweet time. To be fair, there's still a lot to build. And it will get built over time. But nonetheless, a nice little advancement here. That said, what do I do about the railway? How much further do I extend this railway? It seems like a nonsense question, but let's be honest. This is shitty wooden track, and realistically, someday I may be able to redevelop it, but it's going to be a long way out. You know? Like, Lupin will come online soon, TM. Fucking someday, God, I hope. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. How am I doing, by the way? Happiness is only 62, that's concerning. Yeah, happiness is starting to drop. Yeah, low government loyalty. Government loyalty is getting low. 41 of you on a radio. Not as many as I'd like, but we'll try. And try and maybe get to work on that. There is the secret police if things get worse. They actually might be useful. Soviet modernism for a smaller secret police. Really? Why can't the big one be locked behind that? Truly too much to ask for, I suppose. Alright. But yeah. So I think I don't drag out this railway any further. In fact, is there a railway demolition office, or is that also just handled by the construction office? Like... I think it's just handled by the construction office, right? So, yeah, rail construction office also does decon, yeah. What if I pull back? Because once Lubin's done the tech universities online, we're getting concrete railways. we are getting concrete railways. Or helicopters. Yeah, helicopters, you know, ask me about that again. What is that, 44-ish years when we get helicopters? So, as a serious kind of thought, would it be better to just make a roundabout? You know, have the concrete railway start here? It kind of makes the most sense. Yeah. It does. We're going to pull back this crappy wooden railway. Maybe even farther, honestly. Like here. I guess the thing, I don't have there to be any reason to extend it any further than needed. The problem is this is a large customs house, right? But this railway is also fucked up. Like, look at the size of this junction. So no matter what, especially with, like, wooden, it's just the throughput is never going to be there, is it? So, if I pull this all back... Then this is like 96% constructed. That's there. Alright, yeah, I'm not opposed. Hey. Things have gotten better. We can restart railway construction here. Let's get that seeded and prepared. At one point I said to myself, oh, the heating network won't be needed for when we want to move people in. Turns out it will be, because it's taking friggin' ever. It always does, though. And, like, the further we get away from, like, our pickup spot, the worse it'll get. And unfortunately right now the pickup spot is the border. You know? I'm putting our people to work in industry, not construction. And it's working actually pretty well, gotta say. Now, if memory should serve, I'm trying to remember, because I've done railway deconstruction before. I think. It needs an attached dump, doesn't it? I want to say it does. Oh, and you... Well, we need to clear out this area anyway. Because this thing has no internal waste storage, so it can't demolish, can it? I guess we're about to find out. Okay, good news. It actually is deconstructing intelligently. I was a little bit worried it was going to try and deconstruct the first part of the railway and brick itself out of the rest of the line. I was a little worried about that. See, you're just sitting here now because while the building can theoretically hold the rest of that, it has no capacity to hold construction rows. Waste mill scrap. Okay. So we do need an attached dump. Now, generally speaking, that's not really that big of a deal. Let's see, what do we got here? I would still ideally like one that has a claw machine, but that might be too big. Because otherwise, holy shit, this thing is just not going to be able to... On the other hand, is this thing ever going to fill up with 80 tons? I ask that question aloud, but I know the answer is yes, because you're inevitably going to scale up your operations until it can. Don't be a fucking moron. And I'm right. I'm right. Sure, maybe not now, but I will inevitably, at some point, generate 80 tons of railroad waste. Especially on this map that has these pre-built railways. Like, there are things I'm just going to tear down instead of using. You know? It's part of the reason why I like this. It's actually a different kind of challenge. Some of the things I get to use, which is nice. Other things are more of a developmental hazard than anything else. You know? Now if I can just remember where... No, we're almost there. We got room over there. Somehow I managed to recall a bunch of other things. Perfect. I'm not even sure how. But either way, it'll work. Alright. It does make it a little bit easier for me to swallow if I remind myself, oh, it's not your fault that you're gonna need to demolish the railways. No, you're perfect. It should be good. Even though it's not linking up to anything. I just look at the connection angles, I'm like, it should be fine-ish. Like, this turn might be too sharp, but that's what I'm saying about it. So just do this. There. Approved. No one should be walking here for that though. Alright. Speaking of which, has this construction ever even gotten started yet? No. Yeah, we put down a police station in Kelm as well, in the hope that someday, you know, we're gonna have police coverage. A dream. Well, let's see, 58 tons of prefab panels on their way there. On the plus side, that should free up gravel for, well, everything else. Gravel and asphalt. Where it's needed. Hell yeah. Lay that gravel, lay that asphalt. Okay. Okay, it appears it successfully demolished that, and I'm not sure how. Which is kind of terrifying. I'm gonna suspend the construction of this stuff because maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this thing can just delete the waste. I'm kind of invested now to find out. You know? How/what did it do with the junk? I'm trying to think other options. One other thing that thought to me is like a garbage truck came by, and as long as it was picking up and emptying out the mixed waste constantly, it was like kind of able to deposit it there. That is the only thing that makes sense, and I kind of want to find out. You know? Let's find out together. Yeah, not enough space to store. It's not trying to store it in there, though, notably. Like, if hypothetically this truck here actually came over and started picking up the waste, I'd be impressed, but I'd believe it. Like, oh, the demolition office will just help the railway construction office automatically or something, but no. I'm curious to find out where this ends up going. Find out in time. Good. That road finally got done. Yeah, now all of a sudden other shit gets built because we put gravel everywhere. The gravel and asphalt can be dumped onto everything that actually needs it. With any luck. Oh wait, one of the heating pipes is also done. How about that? Is the clinic ever gonna get done? Probably not. Alright. So yeah. Kind of as expected. Where is this gravel going? Right, like... It does go into the garbage. It does. And oh, hey look, Mr. Waste Trucks. This thing is full. And so a waste truck comes by and picks it up. Oh no, it's full again. Okay, that is absolutely kind of hilarious. it makes me think that the correct answer, by the way, is that I definitely do want to dump here. On the other hand, I don't want to dump, because then it won't get automatically picked up. On the other hand, these things can only hold 2.2 tons of waste, so... I'll need like a dedicated garbage truck that just sits here and empties out, which is fine, but I'm just really trying to make sure and debate if it's worth. Is it? It needs something, because otherwise it's just going to take freaking ever. Yeah, I can load up a full 2 tons. And definitely is not expecting to load up 2 tons here, but... surprise. Why would I have an electricity problem? I don't know where that wasn't working. Fair enough, understandable. Repair. I'm kind of worried you guys don't have any mechanical components. You guys can load mechanical components, right? This is the problem. It's full of plastic. And... alright. Sure. I don't know how that happened, but it may have actually broken our ability to repair vehicles, so... I need to do something to address that. Space, I guess. I don't know. I think the correct answer is I have the truck throw out its cargo after it makes its delivery. Anything it can't fit in there should probably just be tossed. I'm not sure how that ended up happening. But that should be all it takes to fix it, we hope. And I feel like the truck just disappeared. Like I've been waiting for it here, and it just didn't ever arrive. There, yeah, now it's gonna go load mechanical components. Good. See, I'm not sure what happened with that, but... oh fuck, there's the other police station, wasn't there? Fuck. I actually put down multiple police stations. Yeah, National Road. Oh, perfect. I was expecting to have to haul crap away, but no. Anyway, given what I know now, I think we can continue with the construction of the dump. For railway deconstruction purposes. Now, this comes with a second question. Can I ever use this customer's house? I think not. We do have another one over here with another wooden railway. I finally figured out how to tell the difference between wooden railways and not wooden railways, so... this barely ends anywhere, so this is probably going to end up being our main export house, I'm thinking. Maybe we can go through, rebuild it, it's fine. The actually picks up and gives us a connection up to as high as sea ice here. A little bit of work. And rather conveniently, it does feed into Warsaw, which means it's actually not that far from me. like to connect up to the rail network. You know? Because the plan actually involves having Lubin connect there. Although given what I currently know, we may not do that. I may just cut across here. There's a lot of horizontal train lines in Poland, but verticality seems to be a bit of a problem. You know, Poland is really nothing more than a country that the great powers invade each other through. So it has no need of north-south train lines. You just need to be able to go east or west, depending on which great power you happen to be. But you know, we want to fix that. We want to put Poland on the map. Both remarkably figuratively and literally, given what I just said. Yeah, the other problem's going to be excess gravel and boards that would have to be used construction elsewhere. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have a... I think I'm probably gonna set up a railway roundabout. That should be good. And welcome to Snowy Hell. Our sewage line is still not done. 57 more work days. Someday this will all be done. Someday. Although given I keep approving more projects in Kelm, today is not that day. On that note, why does this require demolishing? Construction on it actually managed to start. We're not doing a small-scale operation coal mining. Alright. Yeah, I'm still worried about citizen loyalty. Few socialist movements, yeah. Got the best one we can get right now. We'll eventually get a new one someday. Honestly, suspend the construction on this. It's pointless to have this until we have, you know, friggin' Lubin set up. And Lubin has taken its sweet, sweet time. 36 days. Alright. But still a good place to put the cut in the episode. We planned out our first proper industrial core. Doing coal, of course. And I think somewhere is iron. I actually want to say somewhere north. Maybe I'm just crazy. Trying to find resources before you have the technology for the friggin' geology mapping, though. A little bit of a lost cause, unfortunately. Little bit of a lost cause. Oh. Got some potential sites over here. Oh. Faster later. Oh. You know, I am suddenly glad I set up a train network for the coal mine. Because let me tell you, I'm gonna need it. Because this industrial core might just go a lot farther than I'd originally thought. You know? Might just go a lot farther than I thought. Alright. I don't know, hypothetically, how much of a distance we're talking here? It's 500 to there. Yeah. Might just have a ginormous steel mill out here. Which, honestly, hell, if I can get a steel mill going in short order, that's really helpful for all my future construction costs. And maybe, you know, if I... Well, hang on here. Hey, science guy. When's mechanical components allowed? Anytime, perfect. Steel available? Anytime. Nice. I'll take it. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Although, I think the first thing I have to do is process disposal. Is probably the concrete utilization study. Yeah. Then electrified railway. Yeah. Maybe radios. There's a lot. That's the problem. There's a lot to do. Alright. Nonetheless, though, I think that'll do it. Thank you, everyone, for watching today. 29 more goddamn work days. I've been your lovely host, Gilbert, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.